In a flash, the surrounding desire world will open up to your inner eye because you were working on your pituitary and pineal glands. So when that point comes and you drop it, you drop that image, the spiritual world will open to you. That is how you open your spiritual eyes. The most favorable time to carry out concentration is immediately on awakening from sleep. In the morning, before any worries and cares of daily life enter the mind. We are talking about when to do concentration. Retrospection, we say that is the last thing you do on your bed before you sleep. But concentration is the first thing you do when you wake up. At that time, we are fresh from the inner worlds. When we wake up, we are fresh from the spiritual worlds, and therefore more easily brought back into touch with them than at any other time of the day. Let the exercise be the first waking thought. Think about it immediately you wake up that you need to do concentration. Do not wait to dress up or sit up in your bed. Relax the body. Just relax the body. But relaxation does not mean simply a comfortable position. No. It is possible to have a very comfortable position, yet the muscles are tense with expectation, and that of itself frustrates the object, concentration that you want to do. For in that condition, the desired body is gripping the muscles. So you relax, and relaxation comes from the mind. Use your mind to relax the body. The first thing to practice is fixing your thoughts upon some ideal, or holding them there without letting them swerve. So you imagine an ideal and you keep your thought on that. It is an exceedingly hard task, that must be admitted. But to some extent, at least, it must be accomplished before it is possible to make further progress. Thought is the power we use in making images, pictures, thought forms according to ideas from within. So it begins with the mind, controlling your mind. It is our principal power, and we must learn to have absolute control of it. What you imagine at first might not be correct, but continue uninterrupted, day after day, exercising the will to keep the thought focused upon one subject, object, or idea, exclusive of all else. It might even be the case that you find yourself thinking of many things instead of the ideal that you want to concentrate upon. Do not be discouraged. In time, you will find it easier to still the senses and hold your thought steady. It is not a one-off practice, but persevere to get it done. To be effective, concentration must be done faithfully every morning without fail. We need to persist. Any subject may be selected according to your own inclination, your own temperament, and mental persuasion. Nobody is going to tell you, you do this, do that. No, it is your own persuasion, what appeals to you, so long as it is pure and it is mentally uplifting. Christ Jesus will do for some others. Those who love flowers, they may opt for flowers. What matters is to choose a subject or an object and you concentrate upon it. The object must be imagined as true to life in every detail. If it is Christ, we must imagine a real Christ with mobile fixtures, ability to move about, life in his eyes, and an expression that is not stony or dead. It should be a lively Christ. You must imagine that Christ, in case that is what appeals to you. We must build a living ideal. Whatever we imagine must have life, not a statue. No. If the object or the subject of your concentration, once it is high and lofty and of such a nature as to take you out of the ordinary things, then you are in the right direction. Your imagination is beyond time and space, and there is no better formula, and we are dropping a formula, and there is no better formula than the first 5 verses of St. John's Gospel. Taking then those 5 verses as a subject, sentence by sentence, morning after morning, will in time give a great insight into the beginning of our universe and the method of creation, far beyond any book learning. There are things beyond book There are things that you yourself can work towards at and getting it. Now let us see John chapter 1 verse 1 to 5. What it says. And this is what we have said, that we can concentrate on this. It says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. In Him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. We can take this verse when we wake up in the morning and concentrate on it. Go over it in our mind every morning. With time, something will happen. If it is a flower, we must, in imagination, take the seed. You don't just imagine the flower and leave it at that. You take the seed, and having buried it in the ground, the flower doesn't just come like that. It starts from somewhere, and the beginning is the seed. So look at the seed of that plant. Imagine it. Seeing it buried in the ground, fix your mind upon it steadily. Presently, we shall see it burst, shooting forth its roots, which penetrate the earth in a spiral motion. From the main branches of the roots, we watch the myriads of minute rootlets as they branch out and ramify in all directions. Then the stem begins to shoot upward, bursting through the surface of the earth and coming forth as tiny green stalk. It grows. Presently, there is an offset. A tiny twig shoots up from the main stem. It grows another offset, and a branch appears. From the branch, little stalks with buds at the end shoot out. Presently, there are a number of leaves. Then eventually, the beautiful, sweet-scented, colorful flowers appear. This is how we do concentration. You look at it from the beginning and follow it in your mind's eye throughout the process like that. Only when we imagine in such clear and complete outlines as mentioned do we enter into the spirit of concentration. There must be no shadowy, faint resemblances. No. At first, the pictures built will be but shadowy. We will not get it right first. There may be some problems at the initial stages, but we need to persist. The pictures formed might be of poor likeness, but don't worry about it. You keep doing it. But in the end, you can call up an image more real and alive than things in the physical world. By doing this concentration, you are making your imagination stronger, and you can call things up and they will appear. When you are able to form such pictures and succeeded in holding your mind upon the picture that's created, you may try to drop the picture suddenly. And holding your mind steady, without any thought, wait to see what comes into the vacuum. You know, all that we are saying in summary is that with concentration, you wake up early in the morning. The first thing to do is to take a subject, an object, and concentrate upon. Fix your mind, your thoughts on that. Then you follow it through its own history, through its own periods. As you hold that image, you drop it at once and see if something will appear in the blank that you create in your mind. You drop that image at once and see whether something will appear in there. For a long time, nothing may appear, and you must be careful. Guard against making visions yourself. Just drop the image in your mind's eye, but don't imagine anything in there. Just leave it blank and see whether something will appear. But if you keep on faithfully and patiently every morning, there will come a time when the moment you have let the image picture drop, in a flash, the surrounding desired world will open up to your inner eye because you were working on your pituitary and pineal glands. So when that point comes and you drop it, you drop that image, the spiritual world will open to you. That is how you open your spiritual eyes. At first, it may be but a mere glimpse. When the images begin to appear by themselves, it may be but a mere glimpse. but it is an indication of what will later come at will. As you call it, it will come. In effect, concentration is focusing thought upon a single subject, a single object. It is the means by which we build a clear, objective, and living image of the form about which we wish to acquire knowledge. That is how spiritual investigations are done. So people do this, they grow in it, they mature in it, they can call back what happened thousands of years, and it will reveal itself to them. That is how it is done. And we are talking about the positive one, not the negative one. When do results come? When you are doing concentration, some people want quick results. Others, not really. But generally, when do results come out of your spiritual exercise?
Filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see. Whoa, it's taking over. Damn, no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all this.